Hi wine lovers! I was recently invited to a live video tasting to get to know 3 interesting wines from Ettore Germano Winery in Serralunga d'Alba, in the Barolo DOCG production area. The tasting was organized by LIBIAMO Wines, a great website promoting Italian wines in the UK. These live video tastings are monthly events that I recommend anyone to attend. For those wishing to know more, I recommend visiting LIBIAMOWINES.co.uk website to join next tasting and learn about the particular pearls of Italian production. LIBIAMO Wines also offers to My Wine Live audience a £10 discount on the purchase of their products, also valid for the purchase of the next video tasting. At the tasting, the brilliant speaker Mike Turner was joined by Hérzu Germano, the owner of the winery, who spoke about characteristics of the territory and the production, answering all the questions from the audience connected live. But let's focus on the wines. There were 3 products: a classic method Rosé sparkling wine, a Riesling and a Barolo from Cerretta vineyard. The Ettore Germano Winery has been producing wines for 4 generations, but especially nowadays, the company doesn't limit their production to the classic wines of the territory. In fact, Hérzu Germano loves to experiment the potential that the crus in this territory offer him, producing unique wines for the area, and he renewed classic wines, adding some great personality. Rosanna is a Brut sparkling wine with no dosage, produced mostly from Nebbiolo grapes, harvested almost 2 months before those used to produce Barolo. That's why it's so rich in acidity and fresh aromas. In fact, in the glass, the Rosanna offers a very fruity bouquet, with particular hints of strawberry, wildflowers, herbaceous hint, as well as a lightly toasted bread crust. On the palate, the aromas are reconfirmed, but the strong acidity, the light presence of tannin and pronounced flavor are the main characteristics. The courageous choice to produce a pas dosé sparkling wine, that means without the addition of corrections, often known as liqueur d'expédition, give Brut Rosanna a sincere, partly sharp taste. It is perfect paired with raw fish dishes such as sushi, oysters and seafood salads. The score that My Wine Live assigns to Rosanna is 23 out of 30. Let's talk about the Riesling Hérzu now. Produced with the Rhine Riesling variety, typical of German countries, it is a successful achievement of Hérzu Germano. Being a great lover of Riesling, he imagined that the very particular crus of Lange could be an ideal territory also for the production of this vine. His vision, accompanied by a highly refined process, has produced a wine of exceptional quality and unique personality. It should be noted that the Riesling grapes are harvested in 3 different moments, and the last phase of the harvest takes place when many bunches are botrytized, bringing a remarkable softness, sweetness in the aromas, as well as a very rich bouquet. To the nose, it offers an explosion of exotic fruits, citrus, ripe apricot and an intense scent of chalk. The particular freshness and a powerful savory sensation are the key features of this wine with a great structure, which once poured into the glass and tasted, you just can't stop sipping. The combination for this white wine are great structure and very rich white meat dishes, such as a Christmas roast turkey with stuffing and a rich and tasty Sunday chicken roast with powerful herbs. Hérzu is a wine with no weaknesses at all. In fact, My Wine Live assigns the score of 30 out of 30. The last wine of the tasting was the Barolo 2016 Cerretta DOCG. In this wine, Hérzu Germano wanted to express the personality of the Cerretta vineyard, with a careful and moderate use of oak, not to lose the most delicate nuances. The grapes harvested in late October are pressed very gently and left to ferment on the skins for about 45 days, with various pumping overs to facilitate the extraction of color as well as tannins. After the second fermentation, so-called malolactic, the Barolo Cerretta is poured into small oak barrels, partly used and partly new, remaining there for 18 to 24 months. This is in fact the particular characteristic of Cerretta. The presence of oak is very light. It absolutely doesn't cover the primary fruity aromas, in particular blackberries, blueberries, blackcurrants, and there are also much more complex hints of tobacco, leather and vanilla. To be honest, every time I inhale from the glass, the aroma of Barolo Cerretta seems to constantly renew itself, a sort of volcano that releases scents with continuous intensity. I haven't mentioned the color, but luckily I still have some wine in my glass, and as we can see, the color is very deep and ruby to be a pure Nebbiolo. In mouth, the surprise is majestic. The wine is extremely soft and tannins are perfectly balanced. It has a very long persistence, I would say almost endless. It goes well with pasta dishes with very rich and complex meat sauces, but even better with equally complex meat courses such as stews and roasts, in particular excellent with game dishes such as venison. Barolo Cerretta can be drunk now, and My Wine Life assigns a score of 28 out of 30. However, this score might actually increase later on with the longer bottle aging. I want to remind you that if you want to buy these wines, you can find them on LIBIAMOWINES.co.uk website with a discount of £10 using the code MyWineLife10. You can also use the discount code to join the next live video tasting, attending it from your home. Before leaving, I want to remind you the main free services available on mywinelife.com website, such as the wine tasting video course and all the professional tools. Thanks for your attention and see you at the next tasting.